Hey, folks. Sorry I haven't been around for a while. No, I'm really not sorry. I really don't care. Because I've got, what, two people who watch these videos? Maybe three. So I really don't care. Uh, so an update. So I had uh, a seizure Friday before last. So it's like 2 weeks ago. I don't really remember what happened. All I do remember was that my mother and I were watching a show on Netflix. It's like a vignette show. Can't remember what it's called. I refused to watch it just in case that's what triggered it. But from what she said, she went out to the kitchen to get something and came back, and I was just like stroking out. Um, Turned me on my side, because she's a healthcare person, so she knows what to do. I mean, I would have done the same thing too, but obviously I was the one stroking out. Um, I guess she called 911. Obviously, probably called my sister. Um, I I remember getting into the ambulance, and now we live on the second floor, so they would have had to come up and bring me down a set of stairs. I remember getting into the ambulance, and that's it. The last thing I remember is being in a ER holding room with my mom and my sister. That's pretty much it. That's all I really remember. Um, so of course they did all the tests, like all of the tests. Like MRI, CT scan, blah blah, like all the things that they would do, they did. They found that um, there's some fracturing in my spine, like top area, like right around here. Um, I know just from feeling that my pec muscles are probably torn, because it's definitely not a broken rib, but I guess from seizing, I guess I seized really hard, so broke some ribs, or not some ribs, some vertebrae, and ripped some muscles. It really sucks. It hurts. It doesn't hurt as bad as a broken rib, but it still really hurts. Um, and then they found a dark spot in my brain. Like, I think, if I'm thinking, it should be right around here ish. It's either here or over here. I can't remember. Just looking at it. Yeah, no, I think it's over here. Um, which could indicate that I had a stroke at some point in time, which my friend Amy agrees. I probably had a mini stroke at some point in time, because we had discussed this one time uh, when I was still living in West Virginia. Um, there was a point where, and I do remember this, where she had said something to me, and everything seemed like it was going through Jello, and I didn't understand what she was saying, and she seemed like my eyes were glassed over. That's probably what happened. I'm um, prone to like blood clots and all that kind of fun shit. So like, you see, like I got a black eye. My mom was like, "Why do you have a black eye?" And I was like, "I don't know. I did wake up this morning. Not this morning. It was a few days ago. Like, I did wake up this morning, my eye kind of hurt when I rubbed it, but no clue. But I am taking aspirin uh, more often than I normally. I mean, I should be taking it every day, but be like every couple days I would take it. But now I have to take all these other fucking medications. So I just might as well just do it all the time. So maybe I hit myself in my sleep. Who knows? And then my mom's like, "Why is your belly black and blue?" I said, "Well, it was the Lovenox." I mean, that makes sense. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on. Now I can't drive for 3 weeks. That makes finding a job really fucking hard. I mean, I can walk to the gas station, and I have put an application in. Walking really hurts, but I can do it. Um, I know my mom, my sister, and my girlfriend were really mad that I moved my car. Oh my God, 50, no, it's about 100 feet. Because the guy that parks next to me parks really close to my passenger side, and I really needed to get in there because that's where my dash area fuse box is, and I needed to replace a fuse, and I've been putting it off for fucking forever because it's either snowing or raining, and I was like, or cold as shit. So I was like, you know what? I can do this today. But also, a friend of mine put some Fix-A-Flat in my tire because I have a very slow leak on my back passenger side. Here's the thing: you can't just put Fix-A-Flat in. You have to like move the car. So I waited for everybody to be gone, got in my car, drove it around the little thing in our parking lot, and then parked. Right? Dealt with the fuse. It was the fuse. As soon as I replaced it, boom, perfect. Everything is fine now. Um, and then, of course, I contacted Amazon for the product that blew my fuse, and they were like, "Well, we can give you credit," and I was like, "No, that's not going to happen. You're going to give me all my money back," because they were like, "We'll give you credit if you send it back." I'm like, "Nope, nope. You're going to give me all the money back." And in fact, I'm going to take this motherfucker apart and prove that there's no heating element in it. Because it weighs like nothing. There's no possible way there's a heating element and a fan in this product. I'm sorry. I'll make a video about that later. So, yeah, everyone's pissed off that I moved my fucking car. I'm like, look, I have to get up and go do stuff. Like, I could walk around, and that would be great. However, it hurts to walk around. You know, my back hurts so bad, my chest hurts. So please, for the love of God, let me at least move my car 100 feet. You know, like I would love to walk down the street and go to a Pokestop, well, a Poke Gym, and because there's a Pokestop right, like I don't have to move to hit this Pokestop, but to go to the gym, I'd have to walk a couple blocks down. That would be great. However, I'm not to that point right now. Can I? Yes. Do I want that pain? No, I don't. I really don't. So anyways, so that's how I'm doing right now. And it was really nice. My neighbor, Chris, came over and he was like, hey, knocked on the door. He's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, dude, I'm doing great. Thank you for stopping by. The meds they have me on tend to make me a bit nauseous. So this older lady, Kate, I mean, she's very, very old. She's on oxygen, all this stuff. She gave me a little tiny Zofran just in case I got, too nauseous, and it was very nice of her. So everyone's been wonderful. My sister um, has been very wonderful. Obviously, my mother as well. Um, it sucks that, I have to rely on people again. Um, I applied for unemployment, um, and people will be like, well, if you're unable to work, no, I am able to work. I just can't drive. Like, I can walk and work. That's fine. But I can't drive right now. I mean, I can. Believe me, I can. But the doctor said 3 months you can't drive. And of course, my mother and my sister and my girlfriend are like, oh my God, even if you sit in your car for 3 seconds, believe me, I'll be fine driving a mile away. However, I understand why. Like even when I was in the hospital, they had an alarm on my bed. If I got out of my bed, the alarm would go off and a nurse would come in or an aide would come in. There was one point where like I had to move the table that had my food on it. So I swung my legs over, set off the alarm, and I was like, I swear to God, I wasn't trying to get out of bed. And then there was another point where like um, I was my back hurt really bad, so I grabbed the front of the bed to pull myself up. That set off the alarm. And then the aide that came in, he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna change the sensitivity." But I was basically like in jail in a bed. Like I couldn't get out unless I called somebody and said, "I have to go to the bathroom," or "Hey, I need some water," or whatever. So apparently it was that serious. It's whatever. Um, so that's pretty much all I have to say. Shaved my head today. Finally, it's taken me a while to deal with that. Um, I think maybe I'll start painting one of my minifigs. Um, kind of getting bored because I've pretty much run out of everything on Netflix, but it's whatever. So aside from that, have a good day.